Hello. My note thing says that there's one person here, but I don't know if that's me. So if you're here and you can hear me, go ahead and write something in the chat or hit the little heart button. Oh, hi Irene, how are you? Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. It's so good to be here with you this morning. My name is Tina, and today we're going to practice some yin and some restore. So I have some blocks here. You can use blocks or maybe books, whatever you have. A few blankets, if you would like to have a little more gentle practice on your mat, maybe put your blanket out there. Oh, I'm so grateful that you're here, Irene. First time. I love this. If you're not familiar with the yin practice, it is to get into your fascia, really let yourself release. We hold poses for about 3 minutes. So the first half of this practice is a few different yin poses. And in all of my classes, I ask that people, go at their own pace, really pay attention to what your body is feeling. And uncomfortableness is probably expected, but pain, back off. I don't want anybody to feel any pain in any of these. And with yin poses especially, you will want to breathe into the poses and let yourself know, your body will start to know that it's safe, because a lot of times when you start the stretches, your body is trying to protect you, which is awesome, but we want to let our body know it's safe to move into the poses. You'll probably see a cat or two wandering through. This is my old cat Buddha. He just got shaved recently, so he has some issues where he has problems breathing sometimes, so you might hear him sneeze. If at any time you need to back off and look, I'm going to, after I show you the pose, I may type in the chat what the pose is for people who may have showed up late. But for now, let's go ahead and get started with our first poses. I would like us to start on our knees in a kneeling pose. Oops, sorry. So if this is not comfortable for you, there's a couple different ways you can do this to make it more comfortable. Maybe taking a blanket underneath your sit bones, or maybe raising yourself up a little bit higher onto a block or two or something behind you. And then allow yourself to find your seat in this way. And I'll turn toward you. And then from here, let's get connected with our breath. Just allowing ourselves to arrive on our mat to begin our practice today. Take your hands heart center, placing your thumbs at your heart space, your elbows reaching out to the sides. And start to notice your breath, not trying to change it or anything, just coming in contact with it. Coming in contact with yourself, awareness of where you are right at this moment. As thoughts come and go, allow them to make their way through, not trying to force them in any other direction. Just taking notice and then moving on. And from here, we're going to do a little bit of movement so that our spines are ready to hold poses. So in this prayer position here, we're going to make some kind of figure 8 or infinity poses with our arms. So lower your right elbow down to the earth, your left elbow goes up, and kind of shift your body over, and then lower the left elbow down, your right elbow goes up, and then shift kind of up. If you can kind of see, we're making a little bit of the infinity pose here. You're moving throughout your spine, finding different ways for your spine to move. This is kind of a different movement. So allow yourself to feel that. And now the next time that your right elbow is up, hold for a second and then shift going to the other direction. So your left elbow goes down and then it comes back up and then you shift down and back up. Kind of getting into some nice movement here before we start to hold our poses. And continuing to breathe just naturally. And then go ahead and come to stillness. Maybe bring your hands down and feel how that feels. Now for our next pose, go ahead and come off of your block. If you're on a block, we're going to come into a bound angle pose, butterfly pose. So bringing your feet together in front of you, finding whatever distance feels good for your legs. And then you can stay here, this is the pose, or if you'd like, maybe start to bring your chest forward. And this is yin, so if you need to round your spine, I'll turn to the side so you can see. Feel free to do so. You can bring your blocks down. Maybe you have a bolster you'd like to bring in front of you to release your hands onto. You can even stack something so that you can relax your forehead. Whatever feels good for you. And just allow yourself to start breathing into that. Noticing how your hips are feeling here. What you're holding on to. Possibly, as you are in this pose for a little bit, you're trying to find your stillness. Maybe you notice that your body starts to release a little bit, and maybe you'll find that you can lower down a little bit more, maybe not. Whatever is fine. You can release your exhales from your mouth to let yourself kind of release. You can even do what's called the bumblebee breath, where you kind of purse your lips together and let the air come out that way. It kind of helps your body start to release a little bit more. This pose is new for you. You might notice your body saying, "Why? This is way longer than 3 minutes, but it's only been about 1." And let yourself feel what you feel, relaxing into that pose. Have about 1 more minute here. Thank you so much for the hearts. That means a lot. Thank you. So from here, very gently press your hands into the ground, bringing them closer to your body, and slowly, always moving slowly in, starting to press yourself up. Bringing your hands closer to your body, bringing your spine upright, taking your hands to the outsides of your thighs and pressing your knees together. Maybe leaning back, a few windshield wipers with your knees, shifting your knees from side to side. And then find yourself in a comfortable seat and just allow yourself to feel how that pose worked in your body. For the next pose, we're going to come into a bound angle. I'm sorry, we just did a bound angle. A straddle, so you'll be reaching your legs out to the sides, having them come out as far as feels comfortable for you. And you'll have something in front of you, again, like a bolster, your blocks, stacked as far as you would like. And then you will again be folding forward and allowing your forehead to relax onto your props. Your hands can be on your block, and allow yourself to start folding here. You can allow your back to round, your forehead to release. Go ahead and continue to stay in this pose. I'm going to type into the chat in case anybody shows up late. Now from here, again, moving very slowly, press your hands to the outside of your bolster, bringing your spine up. Take a moment here, maybe move your props out of the way if you need to. Reaching again to the outsides of your thighs, bringing your legs together. And this time, just noticing the changes in your body from this pose. Being grateful that you have this time of stillness to where you can connect in with your own self, with your own body, with your own mind. From here again, maybe some windshield wipers might feel good. For this next pose, we are going to come into a version of deer, is what it's called. So you come onto your hands and knees first, that might be good, and then bring your right knee to your right wrist, and then turn that right foot over. Oh, sorry, that's going into pigeon. Come back to sitting up. I'm so sorry. All right, so bring your right knee forward, straight out from your hip, at an angle to the front of your mat or to the in front of you. And then take this other leg, bring it outside, like directly out from your left hip there, making like two 90-degree angles here. So however you can get into that pose. So you have your front leg, you have your right leg, and then the left leg is out to the side. So it's kind of like a 90-90 here. And take a moment to see how that feels for your body before you move in any direction. See if you need to place any props, maybe a blanket under your hip or knee. And then if it feels like a good idea for you, inhale as you reach your spine up, and then as you exhale, turn toward your right, so that front knee, and maybe bring your hands over to the side. Maybe you need a support here with your blocks. Your left hip may come up a little bit. This is fairly intense here. You could always stay forward if it's too intense for you. Yes, don't do 90. If you can't do 90, maybe bend your knee in a little bit closer to your body and maybe stay going forward. Hello. Always working with what works for your body. From here, if you're in the twist, start to press yourself up, turning toward your back leg bringing both knees up and hands back, coming into windshield wipers here. Go ahead and set this up on the other side. So bringing your left knee forward, your right knee out to your side. Excuse me. As close to 90 as you can go. And again, staying here for a moment in this pose, deciding if this is where you will stay, which is fine. Breathing into it. And if you would like to do the twist, turning toward your left leg, that front leg. Maybe having support, trying to find the ease in this twist. You'll notice that some days these poses seem easier or more difficult than other days. And that's perfectly normal. And from here, gently start to press yourself up, turning your chest to the front, maybe bringing your hands back behind you as you roll over towards your right side, bringing both knees up and shifting your knees from side to side. And then coming back to stillness here. So for our next pose, I'm going to come onto your belly. And this is a supported Sphinx pose. So if you have a smaller bolster, you can use that, or I like to roll up a blanket. So something that can go underneath your body here. So you will be bringing your body down, bringing your elbows underneath your shoulders. And this will be right kind of above your belly, giving you a little bit of lift here. And you can skip having the support if that doesn't feel good for your body. But we're going to be in this Sphinx for 3 minutes. So really try to imagine your shoulders going back, your chest going forward, trying to release and relax your shoulders, even as you're being supported. If you'd like to support your forehead to make it more relaxing, you can place the blocks or bolster so that they support your forehead. For this last minute of this pose, you can either stay where you are, or if you'd like a little more intense of a stretch, you can bring your fingertips out to the side, roll your shoulders back, and press up into seal. Some people like to even bend their knees and bring your toes back. That doesn't feel very great to me, so I'm not going to do that. Still allowing your chest to reach forward, shoulders to reach back. Again, this is an option. Ten more seconds here. And from wherever you are, lower down, remove your props. Bring your forehead to your hands. Maybe bend your knees so that your feet are pointing up and rock from side to side. And then come to stillness, noticing the changes in your body from the yin practice. Resting in crocodile here. And then as you're ready, gently start to press yourself up to your hands and knees, coming into a tabletop position. Doing a few cat-cows here to release our spine a little bit more. So our hands are right below our shoulders, knees right below our hips, tops of the feet may be on the ground. On you inhale, relax your belly down toward the earth, roll your shoulders back, your seat goes up, your gaze goes up. And then as you exhale, round your spine, allowing your shoulder blades to separate and your gaze to go back. And go ahead and do that 2 more times at your own pace. Inhale as you create that dip in your back. Exhale as you round your spine, allowing your head to fall in between your upper arms. And then maybe bring your toes together, bring your seat back. Allow your chest to reach down toward the earth, finding your child's pose. You can support your forehead with your fists or a block, or you can release down to the earth and take a few breaths here. As you're ready, bring your hands in towards your shoulders, press yourself up, and we'll start with our first restorative pose. So if you have a bolster or a cushion, pillow, take your left hip right next to the bolster. So it's on the short edge of your bolster or pillow. Your knees are pointing out in front of you. You'll lengthen up your spine. And then as you twist towards your bolster, bring your hands down and bring your chest down onto the bolster. A couple things that can help here. Even up your hips by bringing a block or a blanket in between your knees. And then allow yourself to have your left ear on the bolster and your nose pointing in the same direction as your knees. If you want more of an intense twist, you can turn your neck to the opposite direction. That's not happening for me today, but it is an option for you. And allow yourself to close your eyes if you'd like. I'm watching the time for us. Allow your thoughts to come in and notice them and then let them go. And breathe. take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands in towards your body. Press your hands into the ground and slowly make your way up. Turning with your hips back towards your bolster. And then just make your way over to the other side. So your other hip next to the bolster. For me, it's my right hip. I'm going to switch over here so you can see. Right hip next to the bolster, knees going toward the left. Lift your spine up. Turn towards your bolster. Hands on opposite sides. Hands on opposite sides. And then release, your nose pointed toward your knees or turning the other direction. And allow yourself to relax and feel supported. From here, take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Bring your hands in towards your body and start to gently press yourself up. Maybe coming onto your seat. I'll show you what some options are for our next pose. So if you have a bolster and some blocks, we're going to come into an inversion, so you can set a little ramp up by placing one block high and one little lower, and create a little ramp, and then you'll bring your hips right to your bolster and bring your legs up the bolster. And you can release down. If you have a bolster and no blocks, maybe you just bend your knees, let them hang over to the side. This is especially helpful if your feet can still touch the ground, and lie back. If you're next to your couch, if this is your couch cushion, maybe bring your seat right next to your couch and bring your legs up onto the cushion. Any way that you feel good about being upside down for about 5 minutes here. Take a deep inhale. Exhale, let it go. Gently bring your knees in toward your chest. Maybe rock from side to side. Make some circles. And then we're going to come into our final Shavasana here, whatever that means for you. Find the most comfortable position that you can. I like to lie back with my knees supported by a bolster and my ankles down on the ground on the other side. My arms outstretched, my toes pointing to the outsides of the mat. Maybe a gentle support of my head. You don't want your head to come up too high if you're lying back like this. You don't want to crunch in your neck. Find what works for you, maybe closing your eyes or even covering your eyes with an eye pillow if you have one. And allow yourself to relax, release, and let go. Bring your awareness back to your breath. Press each fingertip to your thumb, noticing an increased awareness of a quiet mind. Rotate your wrists and your ankles. Roll your head from side to side, bringing movement back into your body and bringing your mind back into this space with us together. When the time is right for you, bend your knees into your chest and then roll over to one side using your lower arm as a pillow in a fetal position for a last moment of quiet and stillness to thank yourself for making it to your mat today, for allowing yourself to stretch and relax and restore, and to remember that time at rest is never wasted. From here, take your top hand and press it into the ground in front of your nose to bring yourself up to a seated position, bringing your hands heart center, bowing toward your fingertips to close out our practice. It was truly an honor to guide you through this practice today. I am grateful for every one of you. I hope you have a peaceful and powerful day. Namaste. Thank you, everybody. I have just started on Insight Timer in the last month, and so I'm learning the ropes. I appreciate everybody here. I am a full-time yoga teacher. This is how I make my living. And so any donations are certainly appreciated if you are willing and able. And this month, a portion of my donations on here are going toward a local scholarship fund, as well as being able to offer more classes on here. So if you're interested in following me, follow me on this app. And if you're interested in donating now or at any time, I would appreciate it. And any suggestions, any feedback, I would love to hear from you. If there's anything that you would like to see in either these restorative practices, yin practices, or my flow classes. So again, thank you so much for being here. And I hope to see you again. I'm planning on this class again next week at the same time. And I will add other classes as I can as more donations come in. Thank you so much. Thanks, Irene. Thanks, Patricia. Thanks, Ren. Thanks, Gigi. Thank you, Irene. I'm so glad that you were here. I hope you were able to find poses for yourself that worked. As always, anytime you're not sure, just try to listen to your body. Oh, beautiful. I love that. Love that. That's so great. I want to be respectful of everybody's time. You have to continue on with your day, and I hope to see you all again. Thanks again.